Rain lashed against the windshield. Emma gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white. The wipers worked furiously, battling the downpour. It was a night like this 5 years ago that her father had died, driving on a road just like this one. She shivered. Lightning cracked, illuminating the desolate country road. No other cars, no houses, just trees swaying menacingly in the wind. Emma told herself to be brave. It was just a storm, just a road. The headlights flickered. Emma cursed under her breath. Not the electrics, too. Then she saw it. A shimmer in the darkness, up ahead by the side of the road. A woman, dressed in white. Emma slowed the car. Her heart pounded. What was a woman doing out here in this weather? She pulled up alongside the figure. The woman was drenched, her long hair plastered to her face. "Can I help you?" Emma called out, rolling down the window a crack. The woman turned. Her face was pale, unnaturally so. Her eyes were dark, bottomless pits. "Help you?" the woman echoed, her voice a low whisper that seemed to come from all around. Emma felt a shiver crawl down her spine. There was something strange about this woman, something not right. "Do you need a ride?" Emma asked, her voice trembling. "To a phone? A house?" Section 4, the back seat. The night was dark and the road seemed endless, shrouded in an eerie silence. The woman was silent for a moment. Her expression was unreadable, almost as if she was lost in thought. Then, slowly, she nodded, her eyes never leaving Emma's. Emma reached over and pushed open the passenger door, the creak of the hinges echoing in the stillness of the night. But the woman didn't move. She stood there, motionless, as if rooted to the spot, her gaze fixed on the car. Instead, she turned, and with an unnatural swiftness glided to the back door, her movements almost ghostly. Before Emma could react, the back door swung open on its own, as if guided by an invisible hand, and the woman slipped inside, her presence filling the car with an unsettling aura. The car filled with an icy cold, the temperature dropping rapidly, making Emma shiver. Emma's breath caught in her throat, visible in the cold air, as she tried to comprehend what was happening. She could feel the woman's eyes on her, watching her every move, a silent observer in the back seat, making her heart race with fear. Section 5. Crash! The night was dark and stormy, the road barely visible through the sheets of rain. The eerie forest loomed on either side, shadows dancing in the headlights. Where are you going?" Emma stammered, her voice barely a whisper, trembling with fear. Her hands gripped the steering wheel tightly, knuckles white. The woman didn't answer, she just kept staring, her eyes piercing through the darkness, unblinking and cold. Her eyes seemed to glow in the darkness, an unnatural light that sent shivers down Emma's spine. Panic surged through Emma, her heart pounding in her chest. She had to get out of here, now. The urgency was overwhelming, her mind racing with fear and confusion. She slammed her foot on the accelerator. The car lurched forward, tires screaming on the wet asphalt, the engine roaring in protest. Suddenly, the woman leaned forward, her face inches from Emma's, her expression unreadable yet terrifying. Her breath was cold like the grave, sending a chill through Emma's entire body. "Don't you remember me?" she whispered, her voice a chilling rasp that echoed in the confined space of the car. Emma screamed, the sound piercing the night. She swerved to avoid a fallen tree branch, her hands shaking as she tried to control the car. The car skidded, spinning wildly out of control, the world outside a blur of rain and darkness. Emma's mind was a whirlwind of terror and desperation. Section 6. The whispering dark. Then everything went black. The night was heavy with an unsettling silence, as if the world itself was holding its breath. When Emma woke, her head throbbed. The rain had stopped, leaving the forest drenched and the air thick with the scent of wet earth. She could feel the cold seeping into her bones. The car was a mangled wreck, twisted metal and shattered glass. She was trapped, the seatbelt digging into her skin. She looked around, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. The woman who had been with her was gone, vanished into the night. But then she heard it, a sound that cut through the silence like a knife. A voice, soft and low, whispering from the back seat. It was barely audible, yet it sent chills down her spine. "You can't escape your past!" Emma screamed, her voice echoing through the forest. The whispering continued, merging with the rustling leaves and the distant rumble of thunder. It was as if the forest itself was alive, speaking to her. It was a sound that would haunt her forever. The whispering dark, a constant reminder of the night she could never forget.